Hello and welcome. I am Dr. Anil Joshi. Welcome you to my series Iconology and Temple Architecture Perspectives. In the contest, we are going to visit today one of a very unusual, very different temple. By definition, it is always said a greatest temple is built where man work hardest for the benefit of mankind. This is a very, very unusual temple. It is the Veereshwar Punyashram. It is a place where thousands of boys are taught Indian classical music. They have got free accommodation. They are taught totally free of cost. And there are lot of different type of instrument on which they are taught Indian classical music. But how many people knows who was the man behind all these things and how he could do that? For that, we had to go to Veereshwar Punyashram, Gadag, and find out first the historical aspect and then what it is really doing for mankind, so that it can be one of a place where you must go and know how the boys are learning, how the boys are taught, and what is the relation between a teacher and a student. The prestigious institute's room go as far as back to 1914. So we are tracing the history now, where renowned vocalist, that is the singer, classical singer, Panchakshara Gawai, received a very noble thought. So he was the first person to get a thought. He decided to spread his musical knowledge among the most deserving, adding a new meaning to their life. And whom he selected? They all were boys from the poor class. He never saw their religion. He never saw their socio-economical status. He just did some work for them. And with a handful of students at inception, the Punyashram would rise to create a big musical genius, especially from the rural pockets. So that was his aim. How many he has created? Thousands. Today they are doing well in the Indian classical music, but their roots are in this Punyashram. Then, working on his life mission, Panchakshara felt music is a symbolization of thread, an instrument which can enrise barriers, interrupting one and all the eternal notes. So what a string of music can do, it can connect heart to heart, in simple words. Despite being visually impaired himself, Panchakshara visited many villages, most of them on barefoot, and any day of the year, and began taking the wards who were poor and also differently abled. So disabled boys, poor boys who had lost their vision, unfortunately, he picked them, and now he wants to make them a genius, a scholar, a knowledgeable person. His school, called Century Pathashala, at that time began imparting lessons in vocal as well as instrumental music, which were provided by donors. A like-minded philanthropist, Veerappa Basarigidad, brought Panchakshara and his students to Gadag, where they continued their creativity and pursuits their dream, aims, ideas by forming a residential school. However, one day, Veerappa requested the esteemed teacher to send his students back. So they were from villages, so he told them, you send them back. To which the teacher replied that he would rather sell his string of his Tanapura than part his students. A real heart-touching. A tanpura is an instrument. The string of tanpura is something by which tanpura is played. And tanpura was his life's dream, life's aim, life's achievement. He was ready to share it out for his students. Great are the teachers. Moved by Panchakshara's respect for his art and love for his students, Veerappa donated acre of land on which a new school came up in 1940, adopting his monikers as a mark of gratitude, and that was called as Veereshwar, Veereshwara Punyashram. So great are the people, great are the stories, great are the gurus. The Panchakshara passed away in 1944, handing over the reins of his hallowed institute to one of his pupil, Puttiraj Gawai. So he was born and brought up in the same institute, same school of thought, with same ideology, same devotion. So Puttiraj Gawai became the in charge of this Punyashram, on whose tutelage Veereshwar Punyashram has risen to the pinnacles of promoting art and rendering services. In 1950s, Puttiraja also visually challenged, used to raid on his backseat of the bicycle across the village of North Karnataka, using theatre to connect money as well as masses. So he was visiting different places, he was conducting different concerts, often he was visiting by the cycle, but he collected funds for his institute. He collected funds to be used in carrying or caring, upbringing orphans, feeding and educated them. This spirit of sacrifice and determination has been the hallmark of this institute. Now imagine the institute which had such a fantastic foundation. It has risen to what a great extent we are going to see it. Of the more than 1,000 students residing at a Punyashrama today, 800 are either poor or blind. They are fed, cared for and imparted lessons in the Hindustani music. The dedicated service-oriented teachers oversees the development of their pupils who hail from different parts of India, belonging to different caste and religion, which was never seen in this institute. All this is accompanied in a disciplinary settings. So absolute greatness. We really salute them. Discipline and tradition are two other cords that binds the institute to core values, and every day begins at 4 a.m. The students go to their learning lessons. They are also provided free instruments such as tabla, flute, sitar, violin, harmonium and tanpura. Siddheshwar Shastri, Telur and Air and Doordarshan artist from Gadag said, now he is an artist, big artist on television and on earlier radios, that is All India Radio. What he said, he came to Gadag in 1980. Putturaj Gawai taught us harmonium, gave us pravachanas, imparted Sri Rudra Prarthanas and lessons in Sanskrit. He took care of us and provided education, food and shelter. So this is what he has said, that he is because of the institute and the care and love by the institute. When the heartfelt institute of the steering Veereshwara Punyashrama on its path of musical services, Several individuals from as close as surrounding villages to as far as cities in Karnataka started gathering here, have kept donating, kept pouring funds in the form of even simple essentials such as food, grain, then the music instruments, then magic musics, then bringing people together to be a part of it, and not to forget, they have to perform and they will have to return their gratitude to the institute. So, such a great institute. We are in the premises. My heart was full when I saw the institute. Now this is the exterior. Even great Kannada actors, they were here to learn the music, and the Putturaj Gavai was honored even by the Prime Minister. You can see the photographs are put outside the office, and this is a big premises of them. You can see a large veranda, a large hall in which music lessons are given. People are learning. It is a pathshala for them. They were taught Sanskrit. They were given pravachanas. They were taught about the Indian music. They were given the instruments. The institute was giving them institutes, and the institute has got funds from overseas also. Today they are owning a big premises. They are practically taking care of thousands of boys here, including their residence, their food, and the boys are learning here. They offered their devotion to their Guru. Today thousands of them all over India and outside India, they are showing the gratitude towards the institute. Fund is not a problem for them. They are funded by Indian, then surrounding villagers, so also overseas. See how big is the veranda hall in which the boys are learning. This is a set of boys who are given instrument by the institute, Punyashram, and they are learning their lessons. They are given harmonium. These are their gurus who has, because of their devotion, their sacrifice, all these things can be there in the institute. This is the place where they are kept the prizes won by the institute. Look at the medals, honors, trophies, rewards. There are two big rooms in which they have kept all these things. These are the instruments which were used. This is something sort of a collection of his medals, trophies, his achievement. It is the pots and utensils he has used. He used to cook his food by his own hand, and always he was with the music, Indian music. Now the institute is taken care by the manager. He was also kind enough. He was very nice. He was treating people very humbly. Here food is given free of cost to anybody who are visiting this ashram. No charges are taken. Now you can imagine how many people are benefited here. They were given free of cost food. Nobody is kept hungry here. And still the institute is running. All boys look at their pleasure. They are very, very happy to be with their gurus, to be in their institute, These are kept in front of the office. These are the pictures of the big hall to give you an idea how big it is. Then the manager himself was with us. He explained to us everything. It was really greatness and kindness on his part that he spared time for us. He has told us full life history of Guru Raj. He told us the philosophy of the Anandashram, and we were also really touched. It touched our heart that how people, in spite of being blind, has done to the music, and most important thing, to help these boys. There are more than 1,000 boys there. Every day they are learning, taking, educating. So, hats off to them. Yes, we must salute them and we must appreciate, encourage their work. With that, we are coming to the end of this small topic. I have tried to give you an idea about this Punyashram. I know more information is likely to be there because it is such a big institute. There are so many things, so many stories behind, and so many people who are favored by the institute that words are not enough to describe it. Please go there, have a look, and give appreciations. Thank you, goodbye, and take care. This is Dr. Anil Joshi, logging off. Till we meet next time, take care.